Hey there, thank you for tuning in to Down to Vacay. This is Gil.
I'm Lou.
And we are lagging behind, unfortunately. I mean,
just a few months.
Yeah. I mean, we took the MSC Meraviglia cruise.
In July.
Yeah, at the beginning of July. It's been a while. It's been a while since, I mean, we pushed out the cabin review, but for everything else, we've been lagging because we've been busy. Not long after the cruise, we also went to Paris for the Olympics. Mm-hmm. Saw a few events. It was a pretty damn cool experience.
And will be a separate video.
Yeah. Hopefully soon.
Hopefully this year.
Yeah. And then after that, like 4 days later, we're flying to Greece. We're flying to Athens for the Mediterranean cruise on the Norwegian Getaway.
Also, separate video.
Yeah.
To come.
So a lot has happened. And
so we apologize for the delay.
We are sorry. But let's get into it now. All right. So we are at sailing day, and we decided to take a cruise out of Brooklyn because we've already sailed from
Manhattan,
the west side, part of Manhattan, the west side highway of Manhattan, and we sailed out of Bayonne, New Jersey, as well. So these are the three cruise ports
nearest New York City
that sail out of New York City, or like right there. New Jersey is the
metropolitan area.
The close cousin, I guess. And the MSC was the one that was sailing out of Brooklyn at the time, and it's the MSC Meraviglia. And I must say that if you were to sail out of Brooklyn, get there early.
I was saying, make sure you give yourself ample and then extra time.
Right.
Because it's a little chaotic.
Yeah, it was. It's pretty nuts, man, when you get there. But even before that, like I don't remember which trains are actually out there. But if you are in that area, the Red Hook, Sunset Park, Park Slope, it's kind of sketchy. Not gonna lie. I mean, again, grew up in New York City, have gone to Brooklyn so many times in that area. Going to the Flatbush area, Crown Heights, Bedford-Stuy. But it's a little sketchy, a little questionable.
So it looks like the closest subway lines are the F and the G. And that's still a little trek from there. That's a good 10, 15 blocks walking over. So it's quite a journey if you want to take the train.
I mean, isn't there? Oh well.
No, that's a bus.
Yeah, you have to take the bus. So you get off at J Street and then you take the bus. But
buses are the worst.
Yeah. Other than that, it was pretty intense. It's a lot of traffic. I don't know how long we stayed. In traffic. I
guess the good thing this makes us appreciate the West Side, right? Because it's right off the highway. It seems like it's flowing, right? Even though it's always kind of backed up, but it flows relatively quickly. Here, you're kind of going through residential area. So, and it's, like one lane on each side. So therefore, it's really slow rolling, like really slow. And then the other thing is that the terminal for the port is like literally right next to the ship. So you have to kind of go across like a parking lot area to get to it. So it's not like it's just right there. It's there's a lot of space in between. And there's also a parking lot there is if you choose to leave your car there.
It's ridiculous.
But it's ridiculously expensive.
The price is crazy.
So you see, as we saw, a lot of taxis and Ubers dropping people off.
Yeah.
And it was just very slow rolling. So anyway, so that's the downfall, I guess, of the terminal in Brooklyn.
All right, so we're finished. We're going through security. We registered on the app. So.
Yeah, you have to do everything ahead of time. So you have to, submit copies of pictures of your passport. You have to take your own little photo with a white background, the whole shebang. You do that at home before you get there. So then they give you like a mobile boarding pass.
Yeah, a group number.
And then you get the
After
group
that.
number when you get there.
And then you have to wait in that packed sardine can just to get on the ship.
Yeah. And don't get out, like, don't go before your group number's called, because they will send your butt back to the seat.
Yeah, they're not playing. So yeah, that's pretty much how it went during that time. After we check out the promenade, the atrium section, and grab a bite to eat at the buffet, we go to our cabin, and again, this is where you had no strength. This is where
here we go.
This is where you were having a very hard time opening that door.
First of all, let's clarify. We were not supposed to even go to the room at this point, because I think they say it's not ready until after like 2 or 2:30. But of course, in our normal style, we always try to sneak in a little earlier, at least to put our bags and stuff down. Because, it sucks to kind of walk around with all the stuff that you boarded with. So anyway, so we tried to sneak into our room. And yes, I had some difficulty with that door because it sucked. Okay, that's it. I defend myself and only say that.
That was rough. That was rough. So yeah, we get in there after
After me wrestling with the door, yeah, it's fine.
And we are greeted with a
Hugh Hefner Hugh
Hefner room.
It was the decor.
Yeah, the purple.
Yeah, it was like a boom chicka boom boom type of feel. It was kind of, I don't know. I expected more like, I don't know, bright and lively, and we got more like, I don't know, 70s sexy,
like 80s, like 80s, 90s type of decor.
Which I'm not complaining. I didn't say it was a bad thing. It's just different. It's not. I guess it's not like a lot of the other ships actually, where it's like light and bright. This was just a little dark to me. And we had a balcony, so imagine with that like darker decor and having like a I forgot. I can't think of the interior. There you go. I was like internal, but that didn't sound right. And imagine if you had an interior with that dark decor. It would be like living in a cave for a week.
Yeah. I mean, I would think that you'd like it, actually, when you're sleeping,
I would like it
right?
just because when you go to sleep.
It's dark.
But not to hang out or read or anything. Like anything that requires light.
I mean, it did its job, right? I mean, that's pretty much what it did. It did its job. The only problem with that cabin was the fact that besides the decor, was the functionality. The functionality was
a
horrible.
Little off. Yeah.
I didn't like it too much because again, this ship was built back in 2017. Yeah, the ship was built back in 2017. So it holds about 4,428 passengers at double occupancy. It's 5,642 maximum, right? So this is 2017. You would think that they would have more at least USB-A outlets.
Or give us the old regular outlets if that's the case.
Right. You would think that they'd have that, but it really wasn't. You didn't really have much going on, so it was kind of tough. A lot of the times we had to leave our phones on the desk area.
Where the vanities at.
Yeah, so we had to leave our stuff there in order to,
so forget about if you're like gonna set an alarm. You gotta like run across the room to try to shut it off.
Right, exactly. So that was pretty much that, and I didn't appreciate it, man, because I like to have my, phone and everything else like right there. I mean, this is 2017 that this was built. So
how dare these people not think of that?
Yeah, why would they do that?
Well, maybe wait. Now think about it this way.
Okay.
I guess devil's advocate would say, why would you need your phone? You're on vacation. You need to let it go. So maybe they want to discourage it from being by bedside.
Yeah.
Never thought about it that way.
Okay, we'll give them an out.
The benefit of the doubt.
Right. Yeah, we'll give them an out for that one. But there weren't many outlets. That was the issue.
Yeah.
They didn't have many outlets. You just had like one American outlet and then another
the European
one with just one USB-A, and then that was it. So again, if you have devices
And mind you, you're not really allowed to bring like multiple outlet, like, you know, like a power strip or anything like that. You're not really, that's very discouraged because of the potential fire hazard. So then, you're kind of taking turns charging things.
So we, you know, I purchased a little plug. What do you call that? A little plug port where I have multiple USB-Cs, multiple USB-As ports inside, and it's just like one little plug. You plug it in, and then you can charge, you know, your devices, and you're good. I'll leave the description, or I'll put it in the description where you can buy it. I purchased it on Amazon, so I'll leave that for you guys to check out, so that way you can purchase your own, and it'll definitely help you out on this particular cruise where you have
a limited number of outlets.
Anything. Other than that, you know, the cabin did its job. You know, it's a typical cabin, typical, you know, sized shower, a little small bathroom. You really can't do much. You know, it's
wink,
you know,
wink.
Yeah. you have a big sofa for this particular balcony. And that's pretty much it. So, you know, again, if you just want the regular stuff, you know, very, you know, common cabin, then this is pretty much it. This is the one, you know, with a balcony. It's the cheaper one anyway. Check out our full review, the full cabin review in our from our videos. You let us know what you think about it. All right, so we thought, again, we went on this ship thinking like it was just gonna be sucky.
I wouldn't say that. I didn't think we went on a ship to thinking it was shitty. I think we just our standards were a little lower than, because listen, reality is we literally did the Icon of the Seas before this cruise. So that's a very high standard. Going to more of a medium standard, right?
That was rough. You go from eating lobster tail or whatever
as soon as you get on the cruise.
Yeah, the first day, you know, at the buffet to this, so you're like, oh my Larry.
Yeah. So for that reason, yes, it is a little less.
But it was good. The entertainment, the shows, the singers, the bands, the parties. Like
I think that the entertainment, like the group on the Meraviglia, like I forgot what they call them.
The directors, the cruise directors, and
I think they did a really good job of trying to have like a theme or a party every night and getting people into the promenade and having fun. You know, it was lighthearted fun. It was good enough that you could even bring your kids to. So it was. I think that for that reason, it was good. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't too snazzy, but I think it was entertaining. Yeah. We did have a good time with that.
I actually liked the show. I thought the shows were going to be, you know, kind of trash. But they had this show, you know, and the singers were like amazing. Like they were pretty good, you know, and I thought there was one where they had, the show was about musicals, right? Like, you know, popular musicals. And they were all pretty good, like good enough to actually do a full musical,
like a real Broadway show.
Yeah, like a real full show, showcasing their singing.
Their talents.
And I was just like, man. And I remember telling you, these people could have done a full musical. Like, why didn't they do that? I guess, you know, rights and all that other stuff. You have to pay for it. I don't know, but the shows were pretty good, you know, because the singers were really good as well.
Yes.
Normally you find these shows to be kind of like you know, lackluster, because the singers aren't as good. Maybe one singer is great and you're like, ooh, that singer was good, but then you have multiple ones, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, you know, in the shows that we saw, and I was like, wow, it's pretty good. It's
and
pretty
they did
good.
like singing and dancing. It wasn't just, because a lot of times they're just singing or predominantly singing and a little bit of, you know, a few steps choreography, but this was a little more entertaining than that.
Yeah, I thought it was, you know, solid. And then you have, you know, again, you have your singers, you have your bands that play in the promenade in certain sections. You have your DJ, you know, spinning the tunes. They were good, you know, they were good enough I felt like they were good enough. So I guess in this sense, you start putting everything together for entertainment and activity, not activities, the shows, the parties. And now we're like, okay, we're getting somewhere, because every night there was a party.
Yes.
In the Promenade.
Every single night.
Every night there was something. And it wasn't just a few people, like maybe 30 people or something like that. No,
no, it was packed.
We were talking like, 400 people or something around there. I don't even know. But it was a lot of people at these parties that were pretty cool. And I thought to myself, man, that's pretty nice, man. That's pretty smooth. At least they have parties. At least they have, things to do.
Like I said, and I always love a theme. So, and they did quite a few themes, which was cool.
Yeah.
Like they did 70s, and I believe they also did like a silent party, like the silent disco with the headphones and everything.
Yeah. The white party.
They did the white party, which is always fun. And we took our little prom picture.
Yeah.
On the staircase.
The glitter or the shining lights.
Yeah. So I do believe that they did a good job with the entertainment.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be worth it, but it actually was. It actually was worth it, and again, up on the screen, you'd see like the cool designs and stuff. It's colorful. So it puts you in a place where, not only are you listening to the music and the show, or, whatever they're playing, the music for that theme, but then you see the visuals on top of that with the screen up top, the roof of the Promenade. So it was actually pretty cool. It was big enough. I wondered where else they could, put it. But I guess for this is probably the best spot. We've discussed this so many times, including like, a minute ago, where we're thinking like, okay, we just came off the Icon of the Seas not long before. That was a lot of work. It was a lot of work.
That was not a vacation.
It was so much stuff to that cruise, where it was just like, man, we were exhausted. We were up till like, midnight
past
or whatever.
Midnight every day.
Because there was a show that we saw, we were recording, we're doing everything else. And, you jump on this, Meraviglia. And for us, it was more of a relaxing time.
Yep. We tried to indulge as much relaxation time and not so much party time.
Right. And it was evident because I did not play basketball at all on this cruise.
Because this one had an indoor court.
Right. And maybe it's because I did forget my basketball sneakers.
But the other thing I think contributed to the lack of basketballness was the fact that the kids were playing a lot. They had a lot of kids stuff in that area.
It was cool though. Mm-hmm. It was cool because again, it's an indoor court. They don't have an outdoor court.
No.
They have an indoor court. And
then the kids club is kind of connected to that.
It's like right next there. To it. It's in the same vicinity. You walk through this corridor, this hall.
So they utilize it for a lot of the kids events too.
Right. So it was cool because again, it's an indoor court. You can play basketball. They had what's that sport called with the paddle now? Pickleball as well.
Yeah, they did that like 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
Or 7:30 in the morning, and I would go down to go to the aerobics class, which was right after it. One of the other activities that we indulged heavily in was a spa. And the spa, I have to say, again, we were on the Icon, and I'm sorry to say that their spa was very lacking. So I am gonna say that I assumed that the MSC spa wasn't gonna be that great either,
right.
Just because it's a little bit smaller ship and a little older, blah blah blah. But I have to say, I actually really liked their spa.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad spa at all, actually.
No, I felt like they had quite a few like sauna rooms, and they had like the pool, like the sauna. Well, I guess you can call it a sauna pool or a thermal pool, where it had the bubbles in it, and it had like almost like a lounge chair, so you can actually just relax in it. Again, a little small. The area was a little small, but for the amount of space that the whole spa was, they actually did a good job of putting a lot of different things in it. So it wasn't just like one sauna room and then some heated beds and call it a day. No, they actually had quite
Are
a few
you
little
referring to
areas.
the icon on
Yes,
the
I
scene?
am. That's a subliminal stab
Oh,
at
man.
the icon.
Shanked. Yeah, icon
Yes,
got
shiv it
shanked.
every time I get a chance. So yeah, for that reason, I do think that their spa was worth going to, especially if you're going on this cruise to like relax.
They didn't have any windows, right? Like, you
No,
can see out. Right.
you couldn't see outside,
Right.
so I guess you couldn't be distracted.
That
But-
was but it's so cool to be able to see outside.
Yeah,
as
but they
well.
did have these like little relaxation rooms where they had like those lounge, like the like the lounge beds, I guess you can call it.
Yeah.
Where you can relax there after you're sweating your stuff off. In the sauna, you go in there, you could relax. Nobody bothers you. It's very quiet. It's very clean. I actually really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was relaxed too. I thought it was pretty decent as well for the price. The fact that it was again it beat the icon was just crazy to me. But
I know. That's something.
but that was that's money well spent on an itinerary like that one where you port out of New York City, you sail down to Orlando, and then from Orlando you go to Nassau, then the private island, and then you're back to New York. You have a lot of sea days. You have sea days there, so I think it's worth the cost, worth the price.
Yeah, that's our recommendation if you're gonna do this cruise.
Yeah, with this itinerary, it's better for these itineraries because you get more bang for your buck. Because you're there, especially if it rains. If there's
Yep.
which it did rain a few times at a couple of the islands, and we were able to relax and just chill. We couldn't see outside, of course, but
Yeah.
we were able
But that's
to
fine
relax.
because that's what you go sunbathing outside for.
Right. Again, there were enough activities for people. You have, of course, you have the bowling lanes. I think it's just 2 lanes for the bowling. Right there at the same area as the sports complex. It's right there to the side. You have your F1, your Formula One VR racing. You have your video games. The video game room. Of course, these are stuff that you have to pay for.
Yeah, they're not complimentary.
But you do have that as
Yeah,
well.
you got choices.
You also have the what do you call that? The TV broadcast, the broadcasting room. That is where you have your TV studio. That's where you have the bar, the karaoke. That's the main spot as well for the adults when you want to have a little fun. It's you have enough to go on. You definitely have enough to go on.
And they had the movie out on the pool deck at night.
Yeah, that was pretty
I think
cool.
they did it a couple times at least.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. The pool section, the pool deck was a good spot to watch the movies. Because
At night.
Yeah, I'd like to just sit down on the
recliners.
The chairs, just lay back, watch a movie, drink my mojito or whatever it
Pina
is,
colada.
my pina colada, the pina colada. I like that one. So yeah, I like those. I prefer those. You're laying back, you're watching the movie. It's at nighttime, winding down.
It's like
Yeah.
it's just relaxing. We watched we actually had watched it already, but
Which
it was
is,
Equalizer 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoyed that. That is what I enjoyed. I enjoyed that part of that. The pool deck was pretty big. We didn't use it. We didn't go in it.
No.
Right.
What's funny or rather interesting is that they actually had an indoor and an outdoor pool deck.
Yeah.
Which I was like, whoa, this is different. At first, we thought it was like restricted or something, or it's like for a certain class of passengers, but it was not. It was for
We
anybody.
had access to
So I
much
think,
more expensive.
yeah,
cabin.
like yeah, exactly, like the higher tier. And then on top of that, they also had the adult area, which was in the back of the ship. So that was separate, which I thought was good. So normally that's our go-to. We go to the adult area, so we kind of skip all the kiddies and stuff.
Right.
So yeah, I have to say they did a good job on that, where they had enough pool areas that you can find some accommodations. Again, at sea days, it's always gonna be crowded. you know, like, because it's like nothing else to do. But I have to say, we did enjoy ourselves.
Okay, so I'm literally eating lunch with my fingers because I had steak too. Because there are no utensils. There's no napkins.
So there was a little situation on the second day of the cruise, because it was the second day, it wasn't on the first day. And we went up a little later than we normally do have lunch. So lunch is, I think it was like 11:30 to like, I don't know, 2 or 3 o'clock. So we went, I don't know, around 1:30. And so we thought, oh, it'd be less people. So we get upstairs, we go to get our food, and we took, you know, you usually take the lap around to see what they're offering and if you could find seating and stuff. So we're looking around, and I'm like, man, I don't really see utensils. I'm like, damn, this must be like this must be the popular area. So I did the whole loop, and I couldn't find any utensils.
No
like,
forks, no spoons.
no napkins, no nothing.
Nothing. Zero. Zilch.
And so I started to kind of like wonder, like, oh, maybe they're just falling a little behind. And come to find out, like a good 20-30 minutes into it, because we still at that point did not have utensils and could not find any. And now
I was so upset.
We were growing more and more angrily because we were hangry at that point.
So many people were bothered.
And it wasn't just us either.
It was like, how do you not have your forks and stuff clean? Like, how do you not have it out there? That was crazy.
And with little to no explanation of what was going on either. I think that's what made it worse, because you're asking the staff, hey, what's going on? And they're just like giving you this like dumbfounded look. So needless to say, it's probably the first and I hope only time that I ate my lunch literally with my fingers because I had mashed potatoes and a piece of steak.
I don't even know what I had. I think
you ended up, I think, tossing whatever you had originally, and then you opted for like a burger or something.
Yeah, that was our what the fork moment, man.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
And I hope it doesn't happen again on any other cruise or any other trip that we're on.
I don't know. I don't think it would happen on any of the major cruises, to be honest with you. But it's still undetermined, man, because we don't know if it was because of the dishwasher issue or something.
We heard theories that the dishwasher broke, this and that happened.
They were understaffed or something. It was crazy. The minute we jump on a ship, we are, we're
in there like swimwear,
trying to check out the food and see what they have and see how good it is. And I must say that the Meraviglia is lacking greatly in this department.
I don't know about the greatly. I would say it is lacking. Yes.
Sure.
I think our bar might be a little high. And normally, I feel like breakfast is hard for people to mess up, right? Usually it's not hard. It's very hard for a cruise ship to mess up breakfast. So we're not talking about breakfast, right? When you first get on the ship, usually it's lunchtime. So therefore there's, and especially on the first day, usually that's when they try to impress. They try to give you the most variety and quick service, and everything's very clean and blah, 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 right? So in that aspect, I guess you could say they tried. It's just, I felt the selection was lacking. Like the things that they always have burgers. They always have
fries,
salad bar.
Pizzas.
Yeah, pizza, fried foods. Yeah, that's the easy stuff. No problem. It's like the grill area. Usually like that's where they have like, either ethnic type of food or specialty food or something a little bit above your normal lunch. And that was a little lackluster.
That's where we spent most of our time, though. That's where we had our meals, because we opted out, or rather not to, pay for specialty restaurants, because we didn't feel like we got good bang for the buck.
Yeah.
Right, for the specialty restaurants, because they did have some specialty restaurants like Butcher's Cut with the steaks and stuff.
But that's talking about dinner, right? Because I guess during the course of the cruise, I think they did offer sometimes like a early dinner thing where they were trying to get people to do like a specialty meal. But beyond that, basically it was your breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Yeah. I didn't want to shell out for that, because I didn't feel like it was worth it. I mean, it depends on the person, right? You know, some people, you know, again, they don't care. But when it comes to like something like Butcher's Cut, where you get that package deal that they give you for 3 specialty restaurants.
Oh yeah, so elaborate, because I remember that you told me, oh man, I got like I'm looking into the specialty restaurants for at least, I don't know, 1 or 2 nights, so that we could try them out. And I'm like, okay, cool. As long as we don't do buffet for dinner, because I tend to not like buffet for dinner.
Which is where we were at.
No,
time, right?
we went to the
restaurant,
the complimentary restaurant, and usually that's a little bit above the buffet. No offense to buffet people, but so I usually like that. And then you looked into the specialty dining,
the package.
But what happened is the packages had like levels to it, which was a little different than what you normally have.
So you get 3 or 4 specialty restaurants, or 5 or something like that. But the thing with let's just say for the Butcher's Cut, you couldn't get certain meats. Like you had to,
which I find that to be so strange.
Yeah, you had to stick with the, you know, whatever options that they gave you, and that's how it is with the drink package as well. And
we came to find out about the drink package later.
So the Butcher's Cut, you know, I didn't really,
for you it wasn't, or rather for us, really it wasn't worth it,
because I forgot how much it was total. I don't remember. That's so bad. I should have looked into this before we started talking. But it was, you know, over $200 for the both of us. And I thought to myself, okay, well, you know, if each one costs like $60 per person.
Well, then you better give me the choice of whatever I want.
Yeah.
You don't limit me, because that's not cool.
And the specialty package was, they chose the restaurants for you. So like if you got 3, automatically it's Butcher's Cut. It was the Mexican restaurant.
Oh, it's not like you got a choice of like, let's say the 5 or 7 restaurants that they had and you can choose.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, see, I don't like that either.
I wondered why. I even asked. So that was a little off for me.
And that was the reason why we opted not to do it.
Because I felt like, okay, well, since we can't get the, you know, the meats of our choice, right? The meat of our choice, I felt like it wasn't worth the price.
I have to say, I like the complimentary restaurant for dinner.
All right, overall, what do you think?
Out of 5 palm trees?
Out of 5 palm trees.
I'd probably give it a 3.
You give it a 3?
I give it a 3. It's a solid 3.
Okay.
Because while, you know, some of the buffet options were not the best, I think overall, I had a good time. It wasn't like I can come back and say, oh, that sucked. So I think a solid 3 is good. Okay. You know, what they lacked on a couple of little things, they actually made up in other stuff.
Yeah, I'd probably give it a 2.5.
You know what? You are too hard. You're too hard of a judge. I wouldn't want you on American Idol.
Well, you know, I look at everything as a whole, right? The entertainment was great, right? The entertainment was good. Mm-hmm. I give it a 4, right?
Okay.
Or, you know, 3.5, 4. I'd go with the 4. Activities, I'm sure, you know, they had a lot of stuff I didn't participate, so I would give it a 3, right? Around there.
I would actually probably give it a 4 for the activities.
The food, you know, it's more like
the food is a 3.
More like a 2.5.
Yeah, maybe I was gonna say maybe a 2.5.
The decor, you know, the moving around the ship, you know, it was cool. It wasn't that hard.
I mean, listen. I think you need to give a 0.5 point more because of the whole little secret elevator thing. Remember they had the little secret elevators?
Right, on the side, the outdoor elevators.
Yeah.
But it was easier because it was
close to our room. So I have to say, you might have to give them a 0.5 point or half a palm tree more because of that.
All right. The question is, were we on the left side or the right side?
I don't remember. We were on the side of the Statue of Liberty. That's all I remember.
We were on the side of the Statue of Liberty.
It doesn't even matter. But anyway, what other? So, food, entertainment, beverage package, that probably got more of like a 2.5 to 3. Because, it wasn't that spectacular.
We were on the left side.
Okay, nice.
That's the side that you want to be on if you want a view of the Statue of Liberty.
And of the World Trade Center.
Yeah, the World Trade
Center. Or One World Trade, they call it now.
Yeah, you'd want to be on that left side. It's a pretty cool view. When you are leaving.
Oh, and when we were docked in the Bahamas, that was the side that you could see Atlantis. Because remember, we saw it from our balcony.
Yeah.
So I guess the left side is the side.
Yep. So yeah, it was cool. You know, it wasn't everything, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't lackluster like that. It was pretty decent. It was pretty decent.
So and then I guess the last category would be the price. So in terms of price, it was a decent cruise. I listen, again, it wasn't the most expensive cruise, because then these ratings would definitely be different. But it wasn't it wasn't by far the cheapest either.
No.
But it was reasonably priced, and it was local. It's what we call local, because we didn't have to fly or drive too far
to Miami,
to get to it.
Fort Lauderdale, Orlando.
So yeah, I would say for that reason, I would say decent.
Yeah.
It was decent enough for your buck.
I think that's why I'm okay with the MSC Meraviglia, because it was a good price, a decent price for where we're at in the city and where it goes.
You know, again, it's the overall experience that we're rating it on, not just these, you know, hiccups.
Yeah. It was a good cruise for basic stuff. Like, it's just your basic, right? That's what it's good for.
For relaxing.
Out of New York City, that's what it's good for. Nothing
Budget
else.
friendly-ish.
Yeah, you're not gonna find, you know, all of the bells and whistles. Not gonna happen on this cruise ship.
In some parties.
Yeah. So that was pretty much it. Again, if you've cruised on the Meraviglia, if you've cruised on this cruise line, it could be the World. What is it called? World Europa or something like that, or Europa.
The newer one.
Yeah, like I looked at it and I like, whoa, I'd like to try that. I'd like to see.
It looked very
Is it going to be
interesting.
no frills again? I don't know. But if you have cruised on the Meraviglia
or another MSC cruise,
let us know what your thoughts are. Tell us how, you know, your experience was. So that way we can
compare notes.
Yeah, compare notes and see. Maybe it was ours. Again, you know, when you're cruising, you're not always going to get the same people. You know, you're not going to get the same people. People, you know, the waiters, the chefs, cruise directors, you know, they have contracts. So once their contract is up, you know, they take 3 months off or whatever it is. They come back. You know, you get new people. So I thought, you know, okay, you know, I'm not going to rate them low because of maybe one incident or something like that.
Yep.
I'll just go based on the overall experience of the ship, the quality, and so on and so forth. And this is where we're at. So again, if you have found this to be helpful, if you feel like this is, you know, something where you yourself are interested in going, you know, give us a shout. You know, let us know your thoughts. Ask us any questions. We'll you know, try to answer them. We generally respond to all of the comments because, of course, you know, we want to get you the best info possible from our experiences. Of course, not everyone has the same experience, so there goes that one. But again, if you found this interesting, if you found this helpful, you know, please give us a like. It really helps us in the long run. Pass it on. Hit that notification bell.
And subscribe
subscribe to our channel, because, you know, we have so much content to, you know, push out, and I've been slacking for a good reason. But either way, it's gonna be coming soon, right? We're gonna push it out. All the stuff that we've done, we've been on the Norwegian getaway. We still have stuff from the Icon of the Seas. We still have stuff from, you know, the Norwegian Viva that we went on in February. There's a lot more stuff that we have to push out, and again, we are definitely apologetic for not pushing it out sooner. But yeah, so give us a like, follow us on Instagram at official_down to vacay. On TikTok, yeah, we're on TikTok as well, which is crazy. It's,
even though we're old fogies.
It's down_to_vacay, VACAY. On TikTok as well. And check out our website, which we're going to be adding more stuff on our website as well at www.downtovacay.com. You down to vacay?
Oh, yeah.